Hey there everybody, Mazrock here, and today I have the Alpha, the Guardian Druid DragonFlight talents. They have released these for all of the Druid specs and all of the Death Knight specs. Uploaded now is the Blood Death Knight breakdown where I go through the class and the blood tree. So if you want to watch that, link is down below. I will post the Wowhead link down below as well if you want to follow through. And up above me, as I go through the class tree and the Guardian tree, I will kind of link them separately right above my head there as we get into talking. So, of course, this is to be said. Anything can change. This is alpha. They want to put this out there to get community feedback. So, let's, get to reading. So, baseline Druid abilities. This is something every Druid is going to get. No talents required. You just get it. Wrath, Moonfire, Regrowth, Revive, Entangling Roots, Bear Form, Barkskin, Growl, Cat Form, Prowl, Dash, Ferocious Bite, ooh, Ferocious Bite, nice, Aquatic Form, Travel Form, Flight Form, Teleport to Mooglade, Mark of the Wild. This is the first new one. I'll cover that one in a second. Rebirth, Brez. There we go, perfect. Mark of the Wild. Increases the target speed and critical strike chance by 3% and reduces their magic damage taken by 3% for 60 minutes. This is a raid buff. If the target is in your party or raid, all raid and party members will be affected. This is wonderful news for druids that were looking for some sort of raid buff or a reason to always bring a druid. I mean, let's face it, druids are pretty much always good anyway in some shape or form, but that is a lot of baseline abilities. There's 4 specs, makes a lot of sense. Before I get started into this any further, please like, comment, subscribe. We are so close to 2K subs. All of the support is hugely appreciated, as well as just the community that has been built here by you, the people. Really, I cannot do it without you. Is absolutely flabbergasted. All of the positive stuff and everything that goes on. And of course, there's a Twitch link down below if you want to see me stream. Ask me questions about anything you see here. I'm streaming 4 to 6 days a week right now, and that's going to become more consistent at the end of June when my oldest can start babysitting my youngest because she's out of school. What are older kids for, right? That's what older siblings are for, right? And there's a community Discord link down below as well if you want to have any more conversations about this. So we're going to be going from left to right, row down. This is going to start with the class tree first. The class tree is something every Druid spec is going to have access to. I'm assuming it's the same one, but we'll have to see how it's going to work. And then I'm going to cover the Guardian tree second. So the way the talents are going to work in DragonFlight is every level that you get past, I think it's level maybe 10 or something, you'll get 1 point for your class tree and 1 point for your spec tree as you get to go along. And then, of course, you get to change things up. I already did a Blood DK review on this one. Well, react more like a reaction. Really excited for everything they did there. I haven't read the Druid one yet. I'm saving it for this, so I want to see if I get just as excited. But we'll see. So up above me is the class tree, but you can also open some separate one if you want to really follow along. So row 1, you get to choose, you get Rake, the target. That's actually not bad. Awards a combo point? Not bad. Oh, okay. Granted by default when selected Feral. Frenzied Regen, you get baseline for Guardian. Rejuvenation, you get baseline for Resto. And Starfire, you get baseline for Balance. But if you want to choose between any of these, you do get the options of, hey, I want Rake as, Guardian Druid or whatnot, or Rejuve. Very nice. I like it. Row 2. Thrash. Now, Thrash is granted baseline for Feral and Guardian. So this is going to be a really weird tree with all of the affinities and how Druids work. I can understand that they probably have a lot of work to put into this. Improved Barkskin. Barkskin's duration is increased by 2 to 4 seconds. Nice. Swiftmend consumes a regrowth. Very nice. Star Surge. So a lot of these, if you know Druid well enough and you already know, hey, that Balance usually has that, chances are it's already baseline. And as you can see here, granted by default to all of these very specific things, except for improved Barkskin. So very nice. Love to see it. So far, so good. Row 3, Rip, Swipe, Improve Frenzied Regen. So Frenzied Regen and Barkskin increase all healing received by 20%. Love to see it. Remove Corruption, so you get to you talent into your decurse slash dispel. That's what I should say. Very nice. And Moonkin form. All right, so you have to talent into Moonkin form, but being able to do this is very, very nice, considering I'm pretty sure we all know what one of the capstones is. I'm looking at the tree now. Man, these things are something else. Row 4, you get Maim. Increased armor and physical damage, so this is something that's really, really going to be, it's going to be needed for tanking. Iron Fur increases armor for 7 seconds. Increased healing and magic damage. Healing and magic damage dealt increase, so this is basically the opposite of what the tank one is. This makes you do more damage, lets you heal more, and as well increased armor and physical damage. But I mean, if you want to like Moonkin, like Owlweave or whatever, you'd be able to go into like Moonkin form and do that, and then Hibernate. Hibernate is really something I wish was used a lot more in Shadowlands, but only works on Beast and Dragonkin. I have a feeling this is actually going to be used for like a lot of weird routing in DragonFlight. Not gonna lie, but forces the enemy to sleep. Any damage taken will awaken the target. This is gonna be like a Mind Soothe, because we're gonna be looking at dragons, obviously, right? So let's face it. Row 5 is Feline Swiftness. Increased movement speed. Skull Bash. Okay, Skull Bash being a talent, sure, love it. This is a talent for the classes, so Resto Druids are going to be able to get a kick. I actually do like this a lot. Thick Hide, I mean, that's the passive we all know now. And then we get a Choice Node. A Choice Node is something that you have to, like, it's one option, but you have to flip between the two. You get Wild Charge or Tiger Dash. Okay, interesting. Increased healing and healing taken. I like that. So that's kind of like a little Izera's gift or whatever, have you not? Cyclone is going to be a talent, and then Astral Influence. So for Feral and Guardian, it increases the range of all of your abilities, and for Restoration and Balance, it increases the range of all of your abilities, but just by a little bit more. Row 6. Now, see, that's actually, I'm not going to lie, that's actually kind of nice. Just being able to, as a bear, being able to hit things that can't hit you because you're just out of their melee range in the dungeon, because you're kind of kiting them back, but you're still able to hit them, is actually really, really nice. And not as utilized as, you might always think. Tireless Pursuit for 2 seconds after leaving cat form. So this is a conduit currently. So it's coming back. Soothe. Yeah. Sunfire. And Typhoon. Okay, I like this. Getting access to Typhoon as a Guardian Druid without necessarily having to go with Balance Affinity is going to be very, very nice. Just a big get away from me. I like it. Row 7. Primal Fury. When you critically strike with an attack that generates a combo point, you gain an additional combo point. Okay, interesting. This is going to make cat weaving a lot easier. Ursox Endurance. Whenever you use Bark Skin or Survival Instinct, you absorb a small amount of damage over 8 seconds. We'd have to see what the small amount of damage is, but I mean, could be worthwhile. Stampeding Roar. Shift into bear form. I mean, that we know what it is. Wild Growth. Know what it is. Improve Sunfire. Sunfire now applies its damage over time effects to all enemies within 8 yards. So this goes from a single target ability to an AoE ability. Although, where I said Sunfire at some point. Did I not? Did I not say Sunfire at some point? So this is a work in progress still. That's what that means. Okay, interesting. Then we have another choice node. We have Incapacitating. Oh no. I like how this is available to others, but I liked having Mighty Bash and Incap Roar. Now you have to choose between the two, but I mean, whatever kind of is what it is. Ursine's Vigor. For 4 seconds after shifting into bear form, your health and armor are increased by X amount for whatever. I mean, unless you're weaving a lot, you're probably not going to pick that, but I mean, it's a Torghast power that's making it into here, so that's nice. Also a Torghast power that's making it here is Lycera, or Lycera's, not sure how you pronounce that one. But you gain stats based on your current form. No form, haste, cat form, so haste for healing, cat form, critical strike, bear form, versatility, and moonkin form, mastery. Basically, increased versatility for bear form, just for kind of being in bear form. That's not a bad thing at all. Improved rejuve. And then you have another choice node, Mass Entanglement or Ursol's Vortex. I like that we're going to be able to have Typhoon and Ursol's Vortex. If you watch my Guardian Druid's Dragonflight wishlist talents, which actually came out this morning. I'll link that down below if you just kind of want to see me be a nut for 10 minutes. And I actually said that it would be really nice to be able to have both Typhoon and Ursol's Vortex, and this is making that happen. Loved to see it. Row 9, Well-Honed Instincts is a content that we have now that's making it back. Improved Stampeding Roar, the cooldown is reduced by a lot. 60 seconds. Renewal or Innervate. Oh, Innervate is going to be a class. Ooh, okay, so you can... Okay. So bears can have Innervate. I'm out of mana. Here. Shut up. Heal for 10 seconds. I like this. I'm not going to lie. I like this a lot. All right. So Furor. Okay, that's that. They're going to have to change the name of this because people are going to not pronounce this right. Furor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Change the name of this, Blizzard, because there's no friggin' way people are going to pronounce this right. When you shift into a form you haven't been in for 20 seconds, abilities cost no rage, energy, astral power, or mana for 4 seconds. I like this a lot. So you could just basically just be like, let's cat weave and just go to town for 4 seconds when you know you have it, and just kind of go right back to bear. I like that a lot. Or like, yeah. Or if you know you're traveling for like 20 seconds and you're in cat form, you just rush in as a bear, and then you have like 4 seconds of just endless amount of like mauling or whatever you want to do. I like it. Heart of the Wild coming back. Nice. Nature's Vigil for 20 seconds. All single target healing. And damage spells abilities also here nearby friendly target based on the amount done. 20% for heals, 40% for damage, 1.5 minute cooldown. That's nice. I like it. I like it. That's cool. So far, I really like the class tree. Lots of options, because we haven't even gone into the Guardian tree yet, which we are going to go down right now, if it wants to bring me there. I'm hitting the button, but it does not want to bring me there. So we're going to have to find our own way. Find our own... Okay, I can keep my day job? Cool, got it. Sorry about that. Guardian Druid talents. Maul coming back. I'm really hoping, if you watch, like I said, if you watched my DragonFlight wishlist, I hope they do a little bit more with this, but we'll read down below. Gore is coming back. Thrash, Swipe, Moonfire, and Maul have a 15% chance to reset the cooldown on Mangle and cause it to generate an additional 4 rage. Like it. Good. Survival Instincts reduces all damage you take by 50% for 6 seconds. Like it. Good. First choice node for Bear. And it comes in pretty quickly. You get Brambles or Bristling Fur. Yeah, so those 2 talents, I believe they're both on the first row, if I'm not mistaken, for Bear, are coming back, and you get to choose between the 2. Honestly, I like it. Improved Bear Form. Bear Form gives an additional 20% stamina. Moonfire, Soothe, Corruption, and Rebirth are all usable in Bear Form. I like it. Improved Survival Instincts. You get your second charge. Improved Mangle. Mangle deals an additional 20% damage against bleeding targets. I like it. That's row 3. Good options there. Good things to choose from. Let's go. Innate Resolve, which is a conduit currently in Shadowlands. Regrowth and Frenzy regen healing is increased by 12% on yourself. Like to see it coming back. Infected Wounds. Mangle and Maul cause infected wounds on the target, reducing their movement speed by 50% for 12 seconds. I mean, yes, I like it that Infected Wounds is coming back, but the problem is where you want this is in AoE scenarios, and the only way to really, and these are both single target abilities, you know what I mean? Because like, you're really only hitting Maul against like a boss, and most bosses aren't effective by movement speed debuffs. I'd like to see this kind of get changed a little bit, but whatever. Berserk is coming back. You go Berserk for 15 seconds, reducing the cooldown of Mangle, Thrash, and Growl by 100%, combining other Berserk abilities, granting all known Berserk effects while active. Only 15 seconds? It's 30 seconds now. I think there's gonna be a talent that actually kind of boosts that up. There has to be. Has to be. Sorry, so as I was doing the BDK one, my throat was getting rather dry. Increases the duration of Bark Skin and Iron Fur by 1 second. I like Ursoc's Endurance. Gory Fur. Mangle has a 15% chance to reduce the rage cost of your next Iron Fur by 25%. I like this. especially in single target scenarios, because in single target scenarios you just don't generate as much rage. So you really have to kind of plan out your iron furs a lot more, and getting a 25% rage reduction on your iron fur with this is really, really good. I like it. Okay, I like the name of this ability. Positive Outlook. Thrash has a 10 to 20% chance to trigger an additional Thrash. So the legendary is coming back. It doesn't give the absorb, but it's getting an extra Thrash. I like it. Scintillating Moonlight. Also that name, Positive Outlook. Scintillating Moonlight. Moonfire reduces damage dealt to you by 2 to 4%. This is probably good in single target. No, probably not as good in AoE. Just can't Moonfire everything, right? Tooth and Claw is coming back. Auto attacks have a 20% chance to empower your next Maul, stacking up to 2 times. Empowered Maul deals 40% increased damage and reduces the target's damage done to you by 15% for 6 seconds. I like it. Not bad. Good for tyrannical weeks and stuff like that. Layered Mane, which is a current conduit, coming back. Love to see it. Earth Warden, as we know it, seems to be coming back. Moonfire deals 20% increased damage and also hits another target nearby within 15. The Twin Moonfire, okay, this I like. This is going to give you some synergy with Scintillating Moonlight. If I'm not mistaken, Twin Moonfire like used to be a thing at some point. That's not entirely new. Pretty sure that happened in like BFA. Pretty sure. But my memory might be a little wonky here. Galactic Guardian is coming back. Vulnerable Flesh. Maul has an additional 15 to 30% chance to critically strike. Okay, so they're doing more with Maul to actually make it worth a button pressing. This is good. Because aside from, like I said, hyper single target in my Dragonflight wishlist video, really Maul kind of felt bad. So this is going to like really kind of start bumping it up. Vicious Cycle. Mangle increases the damage of your next Maul, and Maul increases the damage of your next Mangle by 10 to 15%, stacking up to 3 times. So you have synergies between the two. You want to be using more Mangles, you want to be using more Mauls, and the two are going to be empowering each other. Love it. It's a good Vicious Cycle. Reinforced Fur. Iron Fur increases armor by an additional 4%, and Barkskin reduces damage by an additional 5%. Good defensives. Love to see it. Make Bear tankier. And then we have Berserk. Go Berserk for 15 seconds. Reducing the cooldown of Frenzy Regeneration. Combines with other Berserk abilities, granting all known... Okay, so what? So we have Berserk Ravage as one ability, and then we have Berserk Persistence. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so are they separating the two, or is this just elongating? It doesn't really... It's not very clear if they're separating the two into 2 different abilities, as in one's a defensive ability where, like, you know, reducing the cooldown of Frenzied Regen by 100% and Iron Fur by 50. That sounds like a great, you know, defensive ability. But granting all known Berserk effects while active. So this is combining them into 2 separate ones. So basically you get a second Berserk and just more effects. Right? That's kind of what this is. Okay, so yeah, you're okay. Yeah, so it's seeming like you're going to be able... Now, we might get more stacks of Berserk, but you're going to be able to kind of work your Berserk around and what you want it to do. This is very nice, but we'll get into the next one later. So we have Fury of Nature. While in pair form, you deal 10 to 20% increased arcane damage, so that's Moonfire. So you're going to really want that for single target fights. Probably. Front of the Pack, increase your movement speed by 5 to 10%, and Stampeding's Roar and Radius are increased by 15 to 30%. This is currently a conduit, I think, to increase the radius and stuff like that. But then up next we have Berserk Unchecked Aggression, where you go Berserk for 15 seconds, increasing haste by 15% and reducing the rage cost of Maul by 10, combines with other Berserk abilities, granting all known Berserk effects while active. So, okay, so you're able to customize your Berserk in exactly what you want it to do, whether you want it to be like an AoE Berserk, a single target Berserk with Maul, because, I mean, reducing the rage cost of Maul by 10 is good, but the question is Berserk only going to last 15 seconds, or is it going to be able to last 15, 30, or 45 seconds based on the Berserk options that you have at play? That is something to be seen. Very curious to know what they do with that, but I like where they're going. I won't like it if it's only 15 seconds, but if it's stackable time buff, I really, really like it. Row 8. Choice Node, Dream of Cenarius. When you take non-periodic damage, you have a chance equal to your critical strike chance to cause your next regrowth to be instant, free, and castable in all forms. Cannot occur more than once every 20 seconds. This is a feral? That's how feral works, is it not? Something like that, where you have something that procs a regrowth that you can cast in kitty form. Oh, Ursoc's Fury's coming back. Maul Thrash grants you oh, they're adding Maul to this. So okay. Oh yeah. Thrash grants you an absorb shield for 75% of all damage they deal. Okay, this is probably going to be the play. Like, I don't even know why you're going to take Dream of Cenarius, but Ursoc's Fury's coming back, and they're adding Maul, so you have a single target absorb that with an empowered Maul that you can really go into. Bear's looking pretty good. Like, gotta say. Elun's Favored. While in bear form, you deal 30% increased arcane damage and are healed for 30% of all... Oh! You're healed for 30% of all arcane damage done. More Moonfires you have out, the more passive healing you just have coming in. Really nice. I like this a lot. And then combine that with the Thrash Absorb, dude, bears are gonna be tanky. It's just a matter of see what their damage is gonna be like, but man... I like this. Circle of Life and Death. Your damage over time effects deal their damage in 25% less time, and your healing over time in 15% less time. I like it. It's good. Let's go. Guardian of Elune. Mangle increases the duration of your next Iron Fur by 2 seconds, or the healing of your next Frenzied Regen by 2%. This is a choice node, by the way. After the Wildfire. Each time you spend 200 rage, you heal nearby allies for 3% of your maximum health. I mean, bears have a lot of health, so 3% of your maximum health is like 20% of someone else's, of like a priest's maximum health or something like that. So, I mean, not a bad option, but I mean, really, Guardian of Elune's probably going to be your play there. As a tank, you want to stay alive, right? Row 9, Reinvigoration. Frenzied Regens, cooldown is reduced by 10%. All right. Pulverize is coming back. All right, there we go. There's the choice node I wanted to see. All right, so Pulverize is coming back as a talent option. Choice node, Convoke the Spirits. Call upon the Night Fae for an eruption of energy. Challenge. Why am I even reading Convoke the Spirits? We know what Convoke the Spirits is. Or you can choose between Incarnation and Improved Bear Form that lasts 30 seconds. Okay, so Berserk is only going to last 15 seconds, judging by this, as its base. No matter what you pick. I think you can choose all three, you can just choose one, you can just choose two, like, you know, whatever it is. But Incarn's going to make it last 30 seconds. So if you want Convoke, or you can choose Incarn. That is a meaningful choice. Not gonna lie, that is a meaningful choice, and one that will actually get flopped around. Because sometimes Convoke will be better, and sometimes, like, I mean, in Mythic Plus, it's always gonna be Incarn. Let's face it. But, dude, Bear's looking good. Bear's looking really good. Then we get another choice node on row 9. Blood Frenzy. Thrash also generates 2 rage each time it deals damage. Or you get Soul of the Forest, which Mangle generates more range. So 1 is single target. I mean, dude, you can really spec into doing single target damage. Because Bear's single target isn't great right now. But between all of the Mangle and the Maul upgrades that you're going to be able to get, you're going to really be able to... I think Bear's going to be able to pump some single target, like, big time. And then you can also choose, you know, Blood Frenzy. So Soul of the Forest is pretty much going to be your raid option, and then Blood Frenzy is going to be your AoE Mythic Plus option. Like, good choice nodes all around, good options all around. I'm really excited to see how when we can be interactive with this. Survival of the Fittest reduces the cooldown of Darkskin. Survival Instincts coming back by 33%, coming back. Yeehaw. Row 10. Untamed Savagery. Increases the damage and radius of Thrash by 25%. Or Rend and Tear. There's something that increases... So there's a legendary that currently increases the radius and damage of Thrash. There currently is that, if I'm not mistaken. It's not played very often because you have, like, Legacy of the Sleeper and Ursoc's Fury. But that's not bad. Especially for a choice node. Like, man, good choices. And then, of course, you have Rend and Tear, which is currently, as we know it now... for each stack of Thrash that you have on is 2% increased damage and 2% increased DR, so up to 6%. Increase, oh, so there's an improved incarnation. So this one here is NNF, so it's not finalized yet, so they're obviously thinking about it. Okay, shifting in and out of Incarn before it expires ends the effect and refunds a portion of its cooldown. Convoke the Spirits has an increased chance to use an exceptional spell or ability. Okay. Okay. Oh, and Rage of the Sleeper. Okay. Man, we're getting some good options for Guardian Druid here. Really good options. Rage of the Sleeper. Unleashes the Rage of Ursoc for 10 seconds, preventing 25% of all damage you take and reflecting nature damage back at your attackers. While active, you are immune to loss of control effects. Dude, that's a good option. Man, row 10's going to be tough. Row 10's going to be a really tough tree to work out. The improved Incarn, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I mean, really kind of just refunds a portion of its cooldown. If you blow it and the pack dies and you still got like 15 or 10, 12 seconds left, go into kitty form, comes back, you'll just get it that much quicker instead of wasting it trying to travel to another pack if one's not nearby. This, I think, is, I think improved Incarn is going to be really good in specific dungeons where there's where there's a big pack you want to pull, but then you need to like go off. But I mean, especially in higher keys, most of the time the pack is like outliving the full 30-second duration of your Incarn. Not by much usually, but I mean usually a little bit, so whatever. But Rage of the Sleeper is nice. Preventing 25% of all damage you take and reflecting nature damage back at your attackers. I think this is going to be Sleeper. I think they're putting this in for a specific reason, because I think there's going to be a lot of nature damage in here, and they know it. I think this is going to be a sleeper ability. But that is Guardian Druid. That's the class spec. That's the and the Guardian spec tree. That's both of them. I'm really excited for this. As you may know, Bear has not been my most favored Shadowlands tank, but it's been very fun at times. Cannot deny. I love tanking in general. I love all 6 tank specs, but at some point, there's a favorite child and there's a least favorite child. Bear has been my least favorite child. But the amount of customization that they're going in here, and if you've watched, like I said, if you've watched my DragonFlight wishlist video, they fixed a lot of what I said in there. The only thing that I think isn't covered is swipe. They did not mention swipe once. So I'm curious to know what's going to happen with swipe. Oh, no, swipe. Okay, row 3. Inflicting, yeah, okay. Swipe all nearby enemies. Damage varies. Okay, so they did mention swipe. I just wish it did something. I mean, honestly, you could probably get away with not even taking it, but whatever. But there is, honestly, they fixed a lot of the issues that I've been having with Bear. And I'm really, really excited to see what's going on. When this becomes interactive, I will be playing with it. So live on stream, I'll be doing it for all of the specs. As Blizzard does release the next 4 of these, I will be doing the same type of video, so look out for those. What do you think of Guardian Druid's talent trees for Dragonflight? Do you think it's good? Do you think it needs more? Is it missing something? Does it sound super fun? Leave that down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Aside from that, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for listening. Who's excited for Dragonflight?